Welcome into another edition of the Pittsburgh Steelers Blitz, Week 6. An always rugged AFC North showdown with the Cincinnati Bengals awaits. Good opportunity here for the Steelers to get on track in the 2018 season. They go on the road for that showdown against the Bengals. Looking back, Steelers coming off a big win, 41-17 over the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons fell to 1-4 in that game, but they are such a dangerous opponent because they can score points in bunches. Good performance from top to bottom to win 41-17. Big day for James Conner, who totaled 185 yards and 2 touchdowns, got that running game going a little bit. Antonio Brown also caught 2 touchdown passes, went over 100 yards, got a good feeling back for his season as well. Defensively, 6 sacks on Matt Ryan. They limited Julio Jones for much of those 60 minutes in that game. Joe Hayden did a nice job in coverage there. It all adds up to a good vibe, a good feeling, a good team win coming out of Week 5, and it sets up for a pretty brutal showdown as these games against the Bengals have proven to be. But the week coming out of the Falcons win wasn't without drama. Antonio Brown linked to a lawsuit where he's alleged to have been throwing furniture off the balcony of a Florida apartment, nearly hitting a toddler. So that lawsuit comes out. It's another in a long line of distractions for the Steelers team. Something to deal with for Antonio Brown moving forward. There's nothing out there that suggests his availability would be limited any other way. But the Steelers team has been tested time and time again with off-the-field distractions. It's something to watch going into this matchup with the Bengals. And speaking of the Bengals, this is a team that sits atop the AFC North right now. The Steelers and Bengals have played some pretty tough games with a lot of big hits, flags thrown, all that kind of stuff. 6 games in a row, though, the Steelers have won in this series. Big Ben said this week he wants to see this rivalry turn a new leaf, and maybe they play a little bit more sane football games going around. The stakes are high in this game. The difference between the Steelers win and the Steelers loss could mean a big difference in the standings, where they pull close to the AFC North lead with a win. They fall back as many as 3 games if they lose to the Bengals this time. Cincinnati is 2-0 at home this season, including a really good showing in Week 2 to beat Baltimore. They beat the Miami Dolphins 27-17 last week. Last week also marked the return of Joe Mixon, who missed 2 weeks recovering from knee surgery. He had a nice game, rolled up 115 total yards and a touchdown. He's somebody that the Steelers will target and look to try to slow him down a little bit. But at the same time, the Bengals' passing attack has really looked good in a lot of their games so far this season. Andy Dalton, with the pairing with Bill Lazor as their offensive coordinator, looks like a different quarterback. And also, I think Tyler Boyd, who is from Pittsburgh originally, has emerged as the Bengals' number 2 wide receiver. 393 yards and 2 touchdowns in 5 games for them. So it's a good, balanced offense that the Steelers will be challenged with slowing down. And I think that starts with roughing up Andy Dalton, try to get him in his face and slow him down early, knock him out of his rhythm. If they do that, I like the Steelers to maybe win this game. All right, in terms of matchups and storylines to watch, first and foremost, I think the Steelers being able to get that tunnel vision and look beyond this latest off-the-field stuff with Antonio Brown, and for Brown specifically to stay on track and play like the star that he is. If he does that, I like the Steelers to win this game. As I mentioned before, rattling Andy Dalton, get him off his spot. 6 sacks against Matt Ryan and the Falcons bodes well going into this matchup in Week 6. And I think for cooler heads to prevail in this one, Vontaze Burfict is expected back for the Bengals this week. Can the Steelers stay calm and collected, even if there's some chippiness against a longtime rival in this Bengals team? All right, PennLive reporter Jacob Klinger joins us now to give his take on the matchup and give his prediction as well.
Vontaze Burfict was last seen by most Steelers fans lying on the Paul Brown Stadium turf as Juju Smith-Schuster celebrated having hit the Bengals linebacker. Burfict suffered a concussion in that game. This was the same matchup in which Ryan Shazier suffered a spinal cord injury. As the Bengals return to facing the Pittsburgh Steelers and Burfict returns to full-time NFL play, the Steelers and Bengals are supposed to meet under a 50 or so degree day and with plenty of rain. I don't expect this to be a high-scoring affair. Mike Tomlin said he expects Vontaze Burfict, who's become infamous in the Steelers locker room, to play full-time, every snap on defense. I expect a pretty low-scoring game and it to be one that the Steelers win 9-6.
All right, thank you, Jacob. I like the Steelers to win this one, too. I got the score at 24-21. You're going to see a good old-fashioned physical AFC North showdown here. I like the Steelers to put that drama behind them, get back in the win column again. And that's what we're thinking for this game. Tell us what you think in the comment section here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the PennLive YouTube channel as well. Follow us all season long, PennLive.com/Steelers.